We got a win, thank goodness. Oh, wow. What's going on, guys? If you want to support our content and pick up this month's amazing Patreon rewards, you can do so at patreon.com/itresolves. If you're interested in custom playmats and sleeves, visit yourplaymat.com and use code ITRESOLVES10YP for 10% off your entire purchase. What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another standard gameplay video. I hope you guys are doing exceptionally well. Just as a reminder, if you're not already, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. We do release gameplay very regularly. We also have a giveaway going on right now, so if you're interested, you can certainly check that out. Subscribing does give you an entry. There are also 4 other platforms you can enter on: Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and Discord. All of the links are down below. So let's talk about today's deck. This is Orzhov Reanimator, based off of the list from Hello Good Game off of Aether Hub. Very, very interesting list, and Hello Good Game, thank you so much for putting this together. I just want to give credit where credit is due. This is an interesting one. I did change a couple cards. Truthfully, it was because I didn't have enough wild cards at the moment, and so I had to swap out 2 of the Tainted Adversaries, and I'm trying out Sigardian Savior, which may not be great in this deck, I don't know yet. But essentially it's a reanimator spell for some of these little 2-drops. And when these come into play, the adversaries in particular, you can actually do a good bit of stuff. So the idea is the later in the game you get these out, you reanimate them, and then hopefully you can pay to boost them up. So Intrepid Adversary boosts the board. Tainted Adversary gives you a lot of 2/2 decayed zombies, which is great. A lot of the early part of the deck looks very similar to like the mono black kind of control deck where you've got Eyetwitches, Shambling Ghast. Acquisitions Expert is a little bit different, but it does allow you to get a card out of the opponent's hand, which is great. We've got Deadly Dispute, which is going to allow us to sacrifice a creature and then draw some cards so we can get further into the deck. Can't Stay Away is one of the big reanimator spells here. So this is from Midnight Hunt. Return target creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. If it would die, you exile it instead. That's only for 2 mana, so you're essentially getting a 3 mana spell for 2 mana if you're able to pull something like a Callous Bloodmage, an Elite Spellbinder, or a Brutal Cathar. That's good. That's just good value. Excuse me. Whew, had a little cough there, guys. Sorry about that. But this also does have flashbacks, so you're able to actually replay this and get something else later on if you would like. In that 3-drop slot, we do have some really nice things. So when this enters the battlefield, you get to exile a creature an opponent controls. Spellbinder obviously slows down the opponent's cards in hand, which is great. And then when Callous Bloodmage enters the battlefield, you create a bunch of tokens, create a token, you draw a card, or you exile target player's graveyard. So you can actually do a lot of really interesting techie stuff as you need to with the Bloodmage there. Again, Kaya is in here as well. This is going to allow us to reanimate spells, basically. So when a creature dies or is put into exile, return it to its owner's hand with a 1/1, and then create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. So this actually gets away or gets around the Can't Stay Away trigger. So if something would be exiled, you actually get it back anyway, which is kind of cool. And then you can exile a target permanent. So you just have a lot of cool stuff. Very curious to see how this one actually goes. We do have some man lands here, but no Field of Ruin, so we can't actually deal with the opposing ones. And really, this doesn't have much interaction anyway. We've got Shambling Ghast with the -1/-1, and that's about it. So curious to see how this goes. Hopefully it's a really fun deck, again, based on Hello Good Game, so thank you for putting this together. But let's try it out, guys. Let's see how we do. All right, guys, here we are for game number 1. And this is a bit of a slow hand, but it's not the end of the world, actually. So the nice thing about this is we can actually play out these adversaries and just trade them off, or hopefully get an attack or 2 in. And it's kind of okay. We don't have to worry about spending too, we don't have to worry about keeping them around long term. We're able to kind of throw those out and then hopefully get value later on. So I'm actually okay with just kind of throwing it out here and seeing what happens. Now we can play the Acquisitions Expert. I think I'd rather play the Adversary here. It does have lifelink, so if they don't deal with it, we can start gaining some life back. It also is going to make sure that if they kill it, it goes to the graveyard and we have Can't Stay Away available. So I kind of like that better anyway. Acquisitions Expert should be pretty nice to get one of the last cards out of the hand here if we need to. All right. So the question is, are they going to attack with the Youthful Valkyrie? Oh, nice. They're going to play their own Intrepid Adversary. That's fine. They are going to attack here. Makes a lot of sense, of course. And here we're going to go ahead and Elite Spellbinder for sure. Let's get something out of the hand here. Note your life total. Draw a card if your life total is greater than or equal to your... Oh. That's very good. Marshal, exile another creature card from a graveyard. All these are very good, but I'm actually going to take that. That's a card draw engine for them, so I do kind of want to throw that one. I'm going to say no attacks. I don't really want them to block with the Veteran and then just be able to replay it, because that's a much better card. So, on the backside, so they can just disturb this back out, and I don't particularly want to just lose to that, so I don't think we're going to do it. Of course, they're going to just play the Marshal. That makes sense. That does activate the Youthful Valkyrie as well, which is great. Interesting. I'm very curious to see how this plays out. They've definitely got more power on board. We've kind of drawn just a handful of lands here, which isn't bad. Don't get me wrong, we need lands, but it's not really helping that much, which is kind of a frustrating place to be, but that's okay. I'm all too happy to swap this out. The only thing we have to think about there is they obviously get to exile it here. So we get to discard this, which is a very good card to discard, to be honest. Unfortunately, we just have to kind of pass here. They can just trade that, so it's not really worth it. Next turn, we've got some options. I mean, what we can do is just play this out, which doesn't necessarily seem great, but we might be able to block with it. Well, these have flying. They're not going to attack with the Veteran, I'm sure. So we'll see. We will see. We can't stay away and then activate this once, which isn't bad. That's going to trigger the Valkyrie and the Veteran. I think we do take the block here. Now that's going to die, which does trigger this. So that's going to put some counters on here. But I think that that's kind of okay. Let's do this. I think we're going to play a Can't Stay Away here. I'm going to play this. Auto pay once. That's going to throw some counters around. We're not in a great position, though, still. I mean, having the Adversary out is quite nice, don't get me wrong, but they're obviously just going to end up playing this Splendor at some point. If not now. Oh, that's quite good, actually. Does that change the way we play this? It might, actually. Let's do this, actually. So, here's the thing. I want to do this now because that's going to at least halt some progress. I kind of want them to play this so we can Kaya it. And I think that that's a much better play. So, I am going to attack with both of these here. There's no reason not to. This does have lifelink, obviously, so we get a little bit of life back, which is just helpful in this race right now. So I think that that's playing smarter. The easy thing to do is play Kaya and get rid of the Valkyrie, which is definitely a strong play, but I don't actually think it's the right play. I think the right play is definitely to... I want them to play this, but they're not doing it, and it's a little frustrating. So we may just have to throw the Kaya out here. Taking a lot of damage there, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to do it. We are gonna just exile one of these Valkyries. There's not a huge reason not to. And I'm happy to attack with everything here. Yes, they can kill Kaya. No, I don't particularly care. If they're killing Kaya, they're not killing us, which is pretty important. Ooh, very good. Okay. We're managing to hang in there, but I don't think we're in a good position, obviously. They've got quite a board. Okay. What do we need? What do we need? What do we need? This seems not great. It is a creature, so it is something we can throw out, and it does come in as a 4/4 with flying, which is useful. But they can just attack with one creature here at Kaya and kill it. Or kill her, excuse me. Yeah. Okay. Another land. I'm gonna attack with these two. Just see what happens. See how they decide to block. Okay. Sure. All right. That does get exiled. We don't get it back. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out just to have something here that can trade with one of these. Although I guess they just Luminarch Aspirant on the Intrepid Adversary. Ugh, it's tricky. I think we're just gonna die, truthfully, which is annoying, but it's not the end of the world. If we die, we die, so that's fine. There is the Splendor that we were hoping to get rid of, but that's fine. Yep. The question is, do we double block? I think we do. This is just too good a card, in my opinion. And they will kill both, obviously. But we've got Can't Stay Away, so we actually get him back. At least some of them. Oh. Does this change the game? It does. It definitely does. Okay, let's do this. We are going to... Oh, what do we exile here? Because honestly, both of these are quite good. I think we exile the Youthful Valkyrie. And I'm actually not going to attack here. The reason being, I don't want to lose Kaya right now. I think Kaya is a pretty crucial card against the Splendor. I want to make sure we can trade off with the Elite Spellbinder as needed. And we can't stay away on either the Elite Spellbinder or the Acquisitions Expert. Wow, that's very good. Okay. Yep. So they do gain a life there. The beginning of we draw. Okay, so the trick to this is if we can actually, yeah, I'm all too happy to kill that. If we can actually get their life total below what it was previously, it kind of doesn't matter. All right, so how can we do that to make sure? So this does have Menace. So we have to tap 4 mana to do it. That leaves us with... That's not gonna quite do it. All right, let's do this. No, let's not do that. Ugh, I don't know. All right, let's do this. This is gonna keep him from drawing a card at least. Let's attack in here. We will exile you. That's gonna get that card out of the graveyard so they can't play it, which is helpful. We will bless this on this, so that way if that ever dies, we just get it back. Unfortunately, Kaya is gonna die here. I don't think there's a way around that. Yeah, I think that's just gonna happen, but that's fine. It's not great, but it's not the end of the world either. I just didn't want them to be able to draw a card. I think that's important enough, but they're gaining so much life off of this. That's kind of the problem. Solve all. right? Oh, that's funny. What a non-helpful card at the moment. All right. What do we do? I think we're just dead, truthfully. I don't really think there's a lot we can do. Yeah, I mean, we just kind of pass. They get to draw 2. It's an interesting game, actually. It's been a bit more of a back and forth than I expected. I mean, I definitely thought they just had us for the longest time, and they certainly do now, but like, I don't think that was guaranteed the whole time. I think this draw was the game changer. Because we actually had them basically down to nothing until they got the Harbinger, which is such a good card. Like, it's ridiculously good. Yeah, I can't do anything. I mean, I can activate this, but is that really worth it? No, I'm just gonna pass. We're just gonna die. It's not gonna quite kill us, but you get what I mean. Yep, that's fine. Yep, everything's fine. All right. Perfect. That's worth it. We'll create a treasure token. Good thing we got that Eyetwitch. Do that. Yeah, we're just gonna concede. All right, moving on. That wasn't very good. Let's see what we can do in the next game. All right, guys, here we are for our, I think, just second game. I think this is only our second game. This is a keep. It's a little bit sketchy. We do need some lands, but if we can get a third land, we're in okay shape. 4 lands would be great, obviously, because then we can throw these out. Okay, they're gonna portable hole a Shambling Ghast. Seems a little odd, but you do you. Yeah, I'm actually gonna Acquisitions Expert here just to get a card out of hand. It's not really all that great, but I think it's fine. The more aggressive play is definitely the Adversary here, but I'm just gonna get a portable hole out of hand. That's actually pretty good against us, so I'm cool with that. They just have another one. It'd be really funny if they did. All right, cool. That's fine. I'm gonna throw this out there. That allows us to get this off the field and attack in for 1. Might as well. The nice thing about this is it really doesn't do that much against us, so. All right. Oh, there's not a second white mana. That's such an annoying thing. We'll play one out here, though, just to be able to trade off here. And obviously just pass. Again, if this trades, it's great, because we can just reanimate it later. So that's not really a problem for us. They're probably questioning why we played this out and didn't have anything to do with it, but that's fine. All right, cool. Interesting. I'm all too happy to trade these off. Interesting. We really need a white mana. Let's go ahead and throw this out there. And we'll pass again. We're here to just keep trading off, gain a little bit of life, and hope for the best. They might actually take the Savior. Can't Stay Away is probably the right choice, I would think. But they might take the Savior. I don't know. Either one's very good, so. Yep, they take the Can't Stay Away. Okay, cool. I assume they put it on the Spellbinder? Really? Really? That's interesting. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, let's do this. We'll do it once. Oh, we can't do it once. Oh, I'm sorry. No attacks. Can we not? Oh, it costs 3. All right, my bad. I'm used to... I have only ever actually done a whole lot with the Intrepid Adversary, so this one kind of threw me off, but that's fine. Does have Death Touch, though, which is very, very crucial here, because obviously... All right, they're going to want to target it. That's fine. Really? Yeah, that's fine. Another land. Not a white source still. Alright, I'm gonna pull one of these back right now. We can flash this back at some point if we need to. We need a second white source, like really, really badly. We're just not getting it. I mean, we're staying in the game, but it's not really doing that much for us. They only get to attack with this, though. Why didn't they attack with that, I wonder? It was a free attack, too. Oh my gosh, seriously. That's so annoying. Whatever, dude, we're doing it. We just have to stay in it, so I feel like we don't have much of a choice. We're so dead. This is just a mana issue, though. Like, I don't know that this is necessarily the deck not working properly. I mean, it is, but it's like, if we just had a white source, we would be in much better shape. We wouldn't be winning, but we would be in much better shape. Thank goodness. Now it's a little too late, but that's fine. I mean... What can we do, really? I don't know. I think we're just dead. I feel like we had to play these out to stem the bleeding here. Maybe that wasn't correct, I don't know, but like, I think we're just kind of dead. Yeah. Yeah. A Kaya would be helpful. Oh, okay. Let's do this, and... Oh, actually, hold on. Let's make sure we do this properly, because we kind of have to block this. 8. I mean, I think we're just gonna, like, super die here, but that's fine. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's do this. I don't know if this is 100% correct, but that's what we're gonna do. We should have activated that, too. We do gain enough life to stay in it, which is kind of helpful. All right, let's get this. We get the 1 card out of hand, and then we're super dead. So, is that correct? Yep. All right, let's concede. Let's move on to what I believe is game 3. All right, guys, here we are for game 3. And I think this is probably going to be our last game based on how long these games are going. And I've already got some opinions on this deck, but we'll talk about those in a second. Looks like they're going to take a mulligan, which is good because we do have double acquisitions experts, so we might be able to kind of get them a little bit here, but we'll see. Curious. Oh, interesting. Okay. Let's do this. Let's acquisitions expert. Let's hopefully get a card out of hand here. It looks to me like we might be up against the rogues deck that we were facing earlier. Cool. This is definitely a Ruin Crab deck if they're playing Evolving Wilds. Oh, it's not rogues. Okay. I am very intrigued then. This is fascinating. Okay, there's another acquisitions expert. A land is good. It's not super helpful because it's tapped, but that's fine. Let's acquisitions expert again. Gonna get another card out of hand here. I'm being overly aggressive with these to keep them off of a lot of plays, hopefully. We do have Brutal Cathar that's gonna be able to come down next turn, so that'll be helpful. And yeah, there's no reason not to attack. Brutal Cathar can deal with the Wind Robber before it actually gets to trigger, which is great. Looks like they still don't have a Ruin Crab, which I do assume is in their deck. I feel like that's very reasonable to assume. Okay, cool. Well, that's not bad for us then. We still get to replay that at some point. A land and a second white source as well. That's very, very good for us. So now the question is, do we just play this and pump it up, or do we just play the Brutal Cathar and go for that? I think let's try and be mana efficient here. We'll pay once, obviously. It's gonna pump everything up, which is good. And we'll get an attack in here for 4. Okay, sure. That's fair enough. That's not the end of the world, though. They did scry to the top, which is a little worrisome. But if, I mean, crucially, we've got a lot we can do here, so I'm not terribly concerned about that. They also don't have very many cards in our graveyard yet, so... Okay, well, now they've exiled a lot of cards. That's very different. I mean, I think we just go for this. They still don't have but 3 cards in our graveyard, so I think we just go this route. Get the attack in for a decent amount, and hope they don't exile more. That's very good. It's very, very good. Okay, they're gonna mill 1. That's fine. There's an Eyetwitch. Alright, first things first, let's go ahead and attack. Our life total, I think, is irrelevant. I think they're obviously on the mill plan, so I don't think that's gonna matter too much. Let's keep him off the scry here. The fizzle on the Fading Hope means that we actually get through that, so that's actually kind of nice. And I'm gonna Brutal Cathar, which is gonna get rid of this Wind Robber before they can activate it. Because we are getting kind of close to it, so we do want to make sure that they can't do that. And now they're just top decking, so we're in a much stronger position. This also just gets to switch, so that's kind of nice. I think we just pass, honestly. Yeah, easy enough. Cool, that's fine. I mean, we definitely just Brutal Cathar. Oh, can this not hit? Oh, duh, it comes in. That's funny. All right, cool. I assume they just kind of have to block here. Which is fine by me. I'm actually gonna Eyetwitch. I know this transforms stuff, but that's kind of fine. We're just spreading it out here so that way they really don't have too much they can do. Awesome. We did it. We got a win, thank goodness. Oh, wow. What an interesting deck. All right, let's chat about it. All right, so thoughts on Orzhov Reanimator. I will just go ahead and say the glaring weakness of this deck is its lack in instant speed interaction and like easy 2-for-1s. I understand. Let me be very clear. I understand that the goal of this deck, like the play pattern for this, especially on the best of 1 ladder, is to be able to trade as much as you can in the early game to be able to bring it back and then get a lot more value off of the adversaries, off of just general creatures that you wouldn't necessarily get otherwise. So let me be very clear in saying that. I also think that having the two down on the black adversary, I can't think of the name of it, but not having 2 of those in the deck makes a big difference. We only had 1, and that's a very, very good card because it has Death Touch. It's gonna be able to trade up with anything on the ground, which is really, really important. And unfortunately, we literally just didn't have the wild cards for it, so I didn't push it. I don't know though. I don't think this deck is that great. I would like to see it with some like sweepers of some kind. To be able to deal with the opponent's stuff, and then if you can really rely on Kaya to bring stuff back, that might be really helpful. I'm not really positive though. I don't know. I don't love that solution, just because you're obviously killing your own stuff, but our whole thing is you're able to bring them back, so maybe it's worth it. But regardless, I do think it's a fun build. Reanimator is always a very fun build, but it needs something. So feel free, guys, if you've got some ideas, leave them in the comment section below. But we at least got 1 win, so I'm happy with that. If you guys enjoyed it, please make sure to like or subscribe, or do both if you'd like to. Don't forget to enter the giveaway, guys, and good luck to all of you. Hopefully one of you guys wins. It'd be really, really exciting. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you very, very soon for some more gameplay videos.